Mic check, mic check. What's kicking, family? This is Mr. Batch of the BBC, the Big Blue Commission, the giant fan that I am. In the background over my shoulder is Woodlawn Cemetery. Yes, another Google Earth lesson from yours truly, Mr. Batch. That's right, Google Earth Woodlawn, see where it's located, and then wiki the people who have come to their final resting place here at Woodlawn. There'll be definitely a vast amount of notable people who have been laid to rest here at Woodlawn. And the reason that I'm out here is that, as you know, within a few days it will be Halloween. Wow, that was pretty loud. Hopefully they don't get in too much of a wreck and I don't get caught in it. But let me get on with today's commentary. Before I get into the BBC and the stuff concerning the next contest coming up with the dead fish. I'm sorry, man. I laugh at my own jokes. I have fun that way, you know. But yes, we've got the dead fish coming up at 0-6. But before we get into that, what I like to touch on around the NFL here is the Andrew Luck Sweepstakes. Yes, Andrew Luck, the man that everybody is losing for, which they won't say. But then again, if I'm a professional, I'm getting paid to win. And that's what I intend to do. I want to win. And that's how the contest is going to go. It's not that I'm going to go out there and throw games just so that I can get the #1 pick. Even though there's some speculation that that's what some of the teams are doing. All right, let's go start with the top of the top. Okay, you got the 0-7 Colts. You got Peyton Manning, who's out, who's not on injured reserve. Could he come back and play at the end of the season, get a couple of wins? If he does, hey, will that take them out of the end? Andrew Luck, will it take him out of the Luck Sweepstakes? The scenarios can be that they can draft him, have him sit, and wait. Excuse me, sorry about that. This is the last of the cold that I have coming. It's the last of it's coming up. Could it be that they draft Luck, have him sit just like how they had a la Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre? Could they trade Luck for a whole bunch of picks? Or could they trade Peyton Manning? Big scenario there. This weekend, the Colts take on the Titans at the Titans. That looks like an L. Then another one in the Luck Sweepstakes is the 0-6 Dolphins coming to MetLife Stadium. I'll mention both, but if I say Giant Stadium first, that's how it'll come out first. You've got the 0-6 Dolphins coming to take on the New York Giants. Now that's a dead fish. Sorry about the pun with the Woodlawn Cemetery in the background with the dead fish. Yes, there'll be a lot of references to that throughout this little commentary here. Okay, who we got coming up next? You've got the Saints versus the Rams. 0-6 Rams versus the Saints. That's going to be a tough one. That doesn't look like that's going to be a W for the Rams. And then we've got two of the teams that are in the Luck Sweepstakes, so to speak. You've got the 1-6 Vikings versus the 2-5 Panthers. Now, as you already know, both of those teams have first rounders that are playing quarterback for their respective teams. Now you've got the Jaguars at the Texans. Now the Jaguars shocked me by beating the Ravens. Ravens are going to be pissed this week after coming off and losing to a team like that on Monday night. Oh! All right, next up is the Arizona Cardinals. 1-5 at the Ravens. And I had just mentioned the Ravens, so the Ravens are going to take it out on these guys. I thought Cobb would do would make a difference going over there, having to show his wares, but that hasn't manifested itself, and Arizona is in such disarray right now, being 1-5. I had mentioned the Panthers, and last on this list is the Broncos versus the Lions. As you had seen, Tim Tebow had came from behind, beat the Miami Dolphins, and he's just a winner. I mean, there's a big uproar about Tim Tebow now, concerning whether or not he's a quarterback, football player, this, that, and the other. He's a football player. He wins games. That's the bottom line. And one thing he'll learn how to do is become a quarterback, excuse me, after he's out there running around a few times and get his head knocked real hard. I mean, he's gonna get clocked. He keeps running around like that, but he's a big boy, he can handle himself, so we'll see how that happens. Now, off this week in the NFL is the Falcons, Bears, Packers, Jets, Raiders, and the Bucks. Now, yeah, this is the last of this cold that I'm going to get out. Then I should be good for everybody here, not unless I'm in my little home studio doing my thing. Now, one thing I got to get to before I get to Big Blue is this thing about HGH. They have not ratified or come to an agreement about HGH testing. There's been a panel of experts that have said the validity of these tests are good. Why the union is dragging their feet on this, they should have been like how when Major League Baseball had their little testing thing and then it got out, the following year they had testing for steroids. We know the detriment of what steroids can do to the human body. Now with this HGH thing, Boomer Esiason is in the news due to the fact that he came out talking about this HGH. He said that he feels, and he's been talking to some people, he was undisclosed sources, said that there's roughly about 20% of the players would be tested positive for HGH. They don't want that to come out. Look, if it comes out, yeah, fine, let's get it out and get it over with. I want a clean game. I want a game where, everything is even above board. We want everything the same. We don't want, look, I want to watch a game that's even across the board. Understandably so, Boomer Esiason had made the statement that, hey, if it was available in his day, he might have, used it to get an edge. But there was none of that stuff available at that time. And can you blame him? He's only human. He's only human, and the competitive spirit amongst these football players are as such as that I can't make my money, I can't get that next contract unless I'm on the field, which is true. So you, at that time, you'll try and do whatever it takes to get there. Now, spearheading this is the government, and there's a couple of senators. Who are these guys? Who we got? We got U.S. Representative, anti-doping watchdog Henry Waxman, Democrat of Florida, and he sent a letter to the Energy and Commerce Committee Chairman Fred Upton, Republican, Michigan. Now they're gonna try and put some flame to the feet of the ball players, of the union, and the NFL to get this ratified and get this over with. Come on, what you got to lose? The game will be even across the board for everybody. Like you see, a clean game. Once we've learned that, it's cheating. Bottom line is cheating. So my stance on that is that let's get the testing done. Let's get a clean game, and then we can worry about all that other stuff like the excessive flags and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get this HGH thing testing put together and knocked out. Now let's get to the Dolphins. Now, as you know, the Dolphins are in the luck sweepstakes, and the Giants are looking to bury the fish. Or as Mr. Murphy used to say, who used to call the games for the Mets, when Bobby Oyeda used to be on the mound, and here's the pitch. Oh, he throws a dead fish strike. I'm sorry. I laugh at my own jokes. I have so much fun. To me, I'm the world's greatest comedian. Hey, you gotta have fun in life, y'all. So, getting back to the Dead Fish versus the Giants over here at MetLife Stadium, just in case those people are watching and want to get upset about me, it's too bad. Giant Stadium. Stuck it in there. Look, they just signed Losman. Rosenfels used to be on our team. We had let him go. He went down there. They put him on IR for some blood type of deal. They got Moore as the quarterback. They don't stand a chance. Then last week, the defense was throwing the coaches under the bus because they said they was in the wrong defense when my man went scampered in, tied the game with a 2-point conversion to send it into overtime. So the Miami Dolphins are in disarray. But yo, that's a scary thing. That is a scary, scary thing. We can't be playing against a team. Well, we will be playing against a team. I shouldn't say can't. We will be playing against a team that has the potential to be like that badger, that animal backed into a corner, and that's going to put up a good fight. But we cannot take them lightly. We're going to have a full complement of players on the defensive side. The offensive side also. There was one thing that I had heard, the report that the fullback might not play due to the fact the lingering stinger issue that he has. But everybody's going to be back, man. That's great. We're going to have Prince Mara. Yo, Mythos, my man. I'm like with you, bro. Tongue-tied and everything like that. I'd have lacerations of the tongue. Prince, Tuck, Barden, offensive lineman. We're gonna have a full complement back. I want to see who participates in the practice over the next few days to see how they're faring. But with that being said, this is our run. 3-game homestand coming up as we start these last set of games. As you know, the 9 that we got rolling into now is going to be murderer's row. Nobody has it as tough as the Giants, and we're going to handle business. First, with the Miami Dolphins, we will not be taking them lightly. We will bury them. I'm sorry, I had to get that in. Halloween's around the corner. I'm in front of Woodlawn Cemetery. And on that note, this is Mr. Batch of the BBC.